Good morning, Internet. This video is gonna be slightly calmer than usual, but stick around nevertheless. I think it'll be worth it. So I was listening to the music of Undertale a lot recently. I promise this is relevant. Toby Fox is probably one of the best modern composers I know of. I mean, I've gotten classical musicians to appreciate electronic music through the Undertale soundtrack. That says a whole damn lot. But maybe I'll talk about that in a future video. For now, all you need to know is that Toby Fox's music reminded me of that of a different modern composer, Daniel Rosenfeld, better known as C418. If either of those names sound familiar to you, good, we shared a part of our childhood. C418 is the guy that wrote all the tracks to Minecraft Volume Alpha and a lot of them in Volume Beta and going forward. I won't be talking about Volume Beta in this video, though I assume you bitchy boys that played exclusively on Creative will be very familiar with that. Even though I didn't open Volume Alpha on iTunes until maybe a month ago, it's probably the soundtrack that I've listened to the most in my entire life. I just played the game a lot, watched the Let's Plays, even learned one of the songs. They always seemed really unusual, which is why they're so iconic, because Minecraft is such an 8-bit game that should have chiptune in it if they were playing safe. But I think the bold choice is what makes it so iconic and memorable.
No way, the music's not that good. And besides, the person that we're gonna be between my timeline and yours is probably gonna have a lot more of my sensibility than your weird sentimentality thing. You waste your time too much. Why can't you do productive things?
I'm sure many of us have old video files that we are very embarrassed about, of us making cringy Minecraft Let's Plays because we were inspired by Stampy Longhead or the Diamond Minecart, or hell, maybe even Afmao. Loremao for life, by the way. Garmao and Armao can go fuck off. If you don't know what I just talked about, good. The Minecraft sound engine is actually really bad. They can't put two looping sounds together at once, otherwise the game would literally crash. That's why there's no percussion in any of the songs in Volume Alpha. Percussion is usually just one big loop, so you literally cannot play any looping sounds over that. C418 wanted to make the music different for every biome at first, but that didn't really work out because players shift through biomes so often. And let's be honest, biomes don't really make that much of a difference. This ain't Terraria. He wanted to make awesome fight music for when you were fighting mobs, but then he realized that those kinds of fights last 10 seconds and nobody wants to listen to the beginning of a giant orchestral song for 5 seconds. So that one was a no-go. He had to scrap tons of ideas, like echoing footsteps and more reverberating sounds within caves because the sound engine couldn't know whether the player was in a cave. It took too much processing power to tell the game that there was a wall, so you can still hear things through walls. And until recent updates, you couldn't hear multiple animal sounds at once. Minecraft's music is separated into 4 groups in the source code: calm, howl, nuance, and piano. Let's take calm first, shall we? Minecraft is a lonely game. Short of playing with friends, the game isn't really that in your face. There isn't a lot of insane gear that you can get at the end of the game like Terraria. In fact, there really isn't that much of an end game. That is if you're good enough to get diamonds quickly. But the point is that Minecraft is a lonely game. Punch a tree, make tools, maybe put some villagers in boats, sure, go mining, explore, but it always feels a little bit melancholy in a way. Sure, there are villagers there, but they can't do what you can. The amount of power you hold as the player who can change things is isolating. It makes you different. And every other creature is either undead or an animal or a Slenderman ripoff. There's no epic quest, no hero's journey, it's just you. By yourself, doing your own thing. I think this group of songs is also a testament to how therapeutic Minecraft can be sometimes. How many of you solved a dispute with a friend by just chilling out and playing Minecraft together when you were really young? How many of you got angry about something at school and then just calmed down by playing the game once you got home? Minecraft is lonely, and it's calm. You can do anything you want with it, including nothing. Unique unique in the sense that it doesn't describe what it's supposed to be. In fact, as you hopefully know, hell isn't a real word in the English language. People have a lot of ways of looking at this, but I think of it like this. Hell is a non-word because we can make it mean whatever we want it to mean. Just like Minecraft is a non-world that we can make any kind of world that we want in. This group is a lot more melodic and lively. It strays from the still melancholy of the first group. The first group told us that it's lonely and calm, but this second group is telling us that the fact that it's lonely is a good thing. The sky is the limit. There are no boundaries. You can do anything in the game, and that's exciting. Minecraft is a blank canvas, the paint, and more. Nuance, I believe, is a weird one to place. It's definitely a lot quieter and the songs are a lot shorter, and they're also kind of creepy in a way, like they're building up to an Enderman or Creeper jump scare. They don't represent one thing or another, they're a little bit more up to interpretation, and I think that's intentional. Minecraft is a well and true sandbox game, so it's gonna mean different things for everybody. I think this is supposed to be a bit of a catch-all for us all, just so we can plug whatever meaning we want into it. Just like the ending text scroll of the game, which is an entirely different video unto itself, Piano is still a mystery to people, with the public interpretation shifting every day depending on who you look at. For this, I have to delve into some music theory, and anybody who knows anything about music theory is scared right now because rocket scientists use the phrase, "Come on guys, it's not music theory," when somebody doesn't understand something. Wet Hands in particular has a certain effect on people. It's not exactly melancholic, but it's not happy either. I think this group of songs actually has a similar feeling to Wait For It from the Hamilton soundtrack. I'll explain in a bit, just right now listen to this. I'm not gonna play the whole song for copyright reasons, but just know that it's sad, but it's not entirely sad. This is because it's written in a major key, D flat major. Wait For It is in D flat major? That's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard in my life! I thought I could trust you, Lin-Manuel Miranda! No, pretty terrifying, right? Who in the world can sight read that stuff? I'm pretty sure it's nobody! Just when I think we actually agree on something, you exaggerate to high hell. Tell me, what's it like to have an ego bigger than the sun that tells you that if you can't do something, nobody can?
I don't have an ego. Your mom's an ego.
What? That doesn't... Let me just... That's better. The Piano Trilogy sounds sad, but they're actually all written in A major. In fact, there's barely any minor chords in Wet Hands. By the way, classical musicians that are yelling at me to call them pieces and not songs, first of all, congratulations, you came out of your caves and into the digital world. Second, fuck you, I can call them tunes like gigging musicians if I want to. This is the reason for that weird melancholy, non-melancholy thing that the group gives you. I think the songs are meant to amplify whatever you feel in that moment. I mean, it's probably not the best at amplifying anger, but I'm talking about more long-lasting things like an inner sense of sadness or melancholy or calm, even a neutral state. It can amplify a neutral state. I don't know how that works, but it does. I know it's not a perfect explanation, but it's miles better than the weird Slenderman, Gangnam Style, Creeper jump scare, Enderman, Slenderman connections that people are making online. Dedicate a small segment to the last and probably most popular song in the piano category, Wet Hands. It's probably my favorite in the soundtrack, and I know I'm not alone in that. When I'm talking about the piano group, I'm mostly talking about this just because how perfectly it encapsulates the piano group and the rest of the soundtrack in general. Wet Hands uses a lot of suspended chords or sus chords. This is when you have a chord that is made up of a triad, but then you also add or suspend a note. This is a D chord. G is the fourth. D major. D us forth. Now, as you may have noticed, I definitely do not have a very good pool of reference sources when it comes to music, hence why I mostly just listen to Minecraft Volume Alpha and the Undertale soundtrack nowadays, so I figured I'd bring in my guitar teacher to talk about this a little bit, since she definitely knows a lot more than me. Elena, hey there!
Hello.
So I figured, because you definitely have more experience and more reference sources than I probably will ever have when it comes to music, I thought I'd ask you a couple questions regarding this Minecraft soundtrack. As a first, what piece or band do you know that constantly uses suspended chords a lot?
A really good example of a use of suspended chords is Crowded Houses, Don't Dream It's Over. It's a song from the 80s. Google it, it's great.
Okay, boomer humor, got it.
Oh.
What do you think that piece is best known for, and how'd the songs make you feel?
I'm sure it's been used in movies before, but I think suspended chords in general have sort of a wistful vibe to them, sort of pensive, not quite as loud about stating their feelings as major and minor chords perhaps. Sort of a pastel blue kind of vibe. If he didn't use these kind of floaty, sort of ethereal, suspended chords, I think it would lose that sense of etherealness, that floatiness kind of feel. Where in the game is this song used?
Until recently, the music wasn't like given to specific places in the game. So it's literally just, there's a giant playlist and then they just put it on shuffle in the game. So it just comes up random.
Got you.
As a boomer.
Yeah.
As a boomer. Look,
I was born in 1985, by the way. But
I'm addressing people who grew up with Minecraft. Minecraft came out in 2009, okay?
That's fair.
So, as a boomer, do you think this song has a kind of feeling of nostalgia? We're both talking about the piece you brought up and Wet Hands here.
Yes, absolutely. I think nostalgia is a perfect word for it, and I think these suspended second chords are perfect for conveying that kind of emotion. Thinking about the past, but in a very pleasant, calm way, not in a tumultuous way.
You can check out Helena on Twitch at
twitch.tv/Bierens, Bierens. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 Hawaii Standard Time.
Thanks for coming onto the channel, Helena.
You got it, Mioni.
Minecraft was a huge part of my childhood, and anybody in my generation or possibly a little bit older can probably agree to that. Don't believe me, boomers? Here are some things that my friends had to say about it. Minecraft brings me nostalgia. It brings me calm memories of when I played Minecraft as a really young kid, making my first mob grinder and mining for hours on end. Without it, iconic songs like Styling Cat wouldn't exist, and you'd lose some of the connection to the things around you. I also remember listening to the soundtrack because it was relaxing. My childhood would be much more boring without it. YouTube occupies most of my time, and I watch a lot of Minecraft YouTubers. Without Minecraft, I would be way more bored. Minecraft is awesome. It's very soothing and calming, and it helps me relax. Without it, I wouldn't have Stampy, so that would just be sad. I wouldn't have Aphmau, who led me to Wattpad and AO3. Not all things have to be good. So I probably wouldn't love writing. Aphmau also sparked my love for drawing. Surprise, surprise, more Aphmau. She was the first place where I actually found queer representation, I guess. So she really normalized it for me. Minecraft and Minecraft Let's Plays really showed me how much you could bond with your friends and make friends over a game. It was also the first game I was ever really into. I can't even imagine a world without it. The game is really important to me, and without it there would be a big empty hole in the back of my heart and mind. In an alternate universe, I may not realize the emptiness is there, but Minecraft has added so much fun to my life. I have so much nostalgia for Minecraft, and I remember headaches from staring at the screen for 4 hours without breaks. A huge chunk of my childhood would be gone, and my YouTube history would be extremely different without it. I figured I'd close this video by reading y'all a little segment from the ending part of Minecraft, that huge text scroll. Who are we? Once we were called the Spirit of the Mountain, Father Sun, Mother Moon, ancestral spirits, animal spirits, jinn, ghosts, the Green Man, then gods, demons, angels, poltergeists, aliens, extraterrestrials, leptons, quarks. The words change. We do not change. A new fad, a YouTube sensation, a cringy kids game, a nostalgic callback to our childhoods. The names change. The game doesn't change. And the experiences we had back then, no one can take that from us, and nobody can change that for us. There might be a time in the future where we obviously will not have as much time as we did back then to play the game. When we're swamped with work or something like that, you can just pop in the soundtrack and remember those old days, because nothing can change the memories. Just like the game, our labels change too. Cringy kid, rebellious teen, boomer, dad, broke college student, whatever. The names change, but the memories, they don't. That times that we all shared as kids, online or even offline, building our cuboidal houses out of diamonds and thinking that it looked cool, trying to summon Herobrine, watching Stampy Longhead, those memories never change. Nothing can take that time from us, just like any number of stigmas can't take away from the experience of Minecraft. Hey, if you like what I do and you want to see more, stick around and subscribe. There's a lot more nostalgic content about Minecraft and Undertale and the huge text scroll. That's definitely going to be a video, so for all that shit in the future, please consider subscribing. Also, how'd I do on the makeup? Rate that on a scale of 1 to 10. But until next time, this is PDB Ash, signing off. As in, like, if you play Lawful Evil, you have to be Darth Vader and...
Yes, so I'm actually playing Lawful Dark. I'm a race that was mostly known in the books before Disney bought Star Wars as Chiss. They're blue-skinned and they have red eyes. Well then, Meoni, why don't we have a chat?
Oh my god. Oh, you're a teacher, all right.